Hello my dear students as well as parents. So today we will be all talking about computer and the chapter name itself is elementary concept of object and classes. Okay, it's a revision class as I have written over here. So first of all, few very basic and important points that I have already precisely written over here. Those are class is an object factory. Okay. To create singular object. First of all, I would like to illustrate regarding this very particular point. What does this specifies? This specifies that a class is an object factory. Whatever object is to be created, it should be created inside the boundary limits of a class, inside the realm of a class. Okay. I would like to further put on, that is, let's suppose if we are talking about an object, let's suppose an example, a mobile phone. If we will precisely tell Samsung mobile phone, that is Samsung. Samsung is a mobile phone, mobile company. Okay. Now, if we will specify mobile, what is mobile? Mobile is a class. Understood? Inside that particular class, different mobiles come. Samsung, Oppo, Vivo. Understood? These are real objects. But the mobile itself, mobile is a what? A class. Understood? Similarly, let's suppose another example, let's suppose buses. There are a number of buses. Understood? If we will specify buses, it resembles what? A class. Inside that, different buses are there. For example, Manila bus, Shaktipunj bus, like that. Okay. One more very important common example is, let's suppose you are willing to create a home, to build a home. Understood? So, your mom or your dad first of all will do what? He or she will first of all go to an architect, isn't it? Or a civil engineer. To get what? To get the diagrammatic representation. A map of your home, understood? Using which the mason mistri will build up the home. And if someone asks you that how many homes could be built using that map, using that diagrammatic representation, unlimited, numerous, infinite, isn't it? Similarly, how many objects, how many real objects can be built inside a class? The answer will be infinite. Understood? So, okay. Second point. Object is instance of a class. What is instance? This very particular word, instance, have a very definite meaning. Instance means what? Instance means reality. Understood? Reality. This tells what? Object is the reality of a class. Understood? As I explained you a bit earlier, that is the map work. The map work of your home is virtual presentation of your home. Can you live inside that? You can't. Understood? But the reality is what? The actual built up home done by the masons. Understood? So, the object itself is the instance, the reality of a class. Understood? Example, one more example. Samsung mobile company. Let's suppose you are having a mobile phone, its brand is Samsung. That very particular phone which you are using on your palm, it's of Samsung company. And that very phone, that very mobile phone, smartphone is the reality. But its virtual instance is what? Mobile. Understood? People may call out, take your mobile phone. What will you understand? He or she is asking to take out your mobile phone. But when you will be taking out your mobile phone, that is the actual reality. Isn't it? Whatever company it is, that is the actual reality. You have to understand that the object is particularly the reality of a class. Understood? Very clearly written, object is instance of a class, contains instance variable. Now, this very particular line contains instance variable. What does this explain? This explains that whatever variables you are using are instance variable. Means what? Let's suppose you are having a mobile phone and inside that, to make that mobile phone work accurately, perfectly, different components are there inside that. Understood? For example, camera is there, microphone is there, processors are there, speakers are there. Understood? So those are what? Those are the components of your actual mobile phone, your real mobile phone, your smartphone. Understood? So those are what? Those are specifically working on behalf of your what? Real object, isn't it? So basically those components are resembling as instance variable. They get the values. Understood? Let's suppose you want to take a video of 720p HD ready HD ready video. Understood? Now if you are willing to take a video of HD ready 720p, what you need to do is you specifically need to touch upon the mobile, configure it as 720p. So basically your camera is getting a command that you are willing to take the video in 720p. So basically your camera is getting value. Some value you are putting, some value you are assigning, isn't it? Let's suppose you want to increase the volume of your speaker. Let's suppose you are watching a video and the sound is not sufficient enough. What you do is you increase the volume. You just press the volume up key, isn't it? And because of that, what happens is the volume increases. So basically you are doing what? You are increasing the volume by giving certain command, and that command is getting digitally converted and that value is being provided. Got it? So there are basically instance variables of a real-time object. Clear? Class is user-defined data type. First of all, again I would like to make you all clear what is data type. Data type is what? Data type is basically the type of, you may say, the type of container. One simple example I would like to put forward. Let's suppose you are boiling water. Understood? Now that boiled water you want to keep it somewhere, store it somewhere. Can you keep that boiled water, 50 liters of boiling water, can you keep that 50 liters of boiling water inside a plastic bucket? No. The answer will be strictly no. Why? Because that plastic bucket will start melting. It cannot hold. Understood? So what will you be needing? You will be needing an iron bucket. Understood? Which can hold that. Understood? Which will be capable enough to hold that boiling water. Understood? So similarly, there are different data types with different specifications, with different capabilities. Clear? Int can handle integer values. Is that clear? Similarly, double can handle decimal, fractional values. Understood? Not fractional values, I am sorry, decimal values. Clear? 75.25. It's a type of what? It's a type of decimal. Understood? So these values. So, but as it is written over here, class is user defined data type. This tells what? Class itself is also an example of data type, but it is not a pre-built data type. It is actually a user-defined data type. This tells what? To make you all understand, I would like to give you one example, one simple example. Let's suppose now we will be talking about containers. Okay, this is a very simple language to make you all understand. Let's suppose you are having iron bucket, you are having couple of plastic buckets, you are having almirah at your home. Understood? So now the plastic bucket can withhold cold water, your iron bucket can withhold hot water, the almirah inside your home can withhold different things, that is your clothes, your jewelries or whatsoever. Your refrigerator can hold different fruits, salads and vegetables, all those things. Understood? But the class, that is the home, your home is capable of withholding all these variables. Understood? All these different variables. It is containing iron bucket, it is containing plastic bucket, it is containing refrigerator. Is that clear? But who is deciding? The user is deciding. Who is user? You. variables which are to be kept inside the class. So basically your class is acting like a what? It is also acting like a what? A container. A typical container which can be dealt by whom? You, user. User can decide. You can definitely keep all the plastic buckets inside your home. No almirah, no refrigerator. Understood? Similarly, you can keep what? Similarly, you can keep 10 refrigerators, only refrigerators in your home. Who is deciding? You are deciding. Is that clear? So basically, user can definitely decide what all type of variables can be initialized, can be declared inside the class. Understood? So that is why class is a user defined data type, can contain different primitive data types. What are primitive data types? Primitive data types example int, float, char, double, long, short, byte. These are what? These are examples of primitive data type. Now, the characteristics of a object. The characteristics of an object. Basically, object is what? The reality, the actuality of the what? Class. So every object definitely have some characteristics, isn't it? Your mobile phone will not behave as home theater. A train cannot fly. An aeroplane cannot swim, isn't it? So definitely different objects do possess different characteristics. Clear? So characteristics are what? It resembles data member. Basically, I am doing what? I am trying to make you all understand regarding the program with the example of real world. I am giving you few examples of real world, but my intention is to make you all understand regarding program. Understood? What is data member? Data member illustrate what? The characteristic property of an object. Is that clear? The behaviors. The behaviors are what? The behaviors are the member function, methods, functions. Understood? Functions are methods, same thing. Understood? So basically the behavior, how the object behaves. How the object behaves. For example, you all might be using, I am hoping you all are using smartphones. That is why you are capable of viewing this video. Correct? So, since you are using smartphone, so basically what? Definitely you are using YouTube. This video is present on YouTube, right? So basically you are using the interface of YouTube. By what? By that small application. You are just pressing that application YouTube, and it is functioning what? It is getting you all the relevant videos. Isn't it? So basically what? The behavior, your mobiles, that specific application, YouTube application is specifically behaving. How? It is behaving to avail you the videos, whatever content the teachers are putting forward. Clear? Okay. Important point, note. The attributes are the characteristics data members. See, these are the words which are related to real object, and these are the words which are related to programming. Is that clear? Same thing, but we will not be using this very particular word in respect of programming, and no one generally uses these type of words for illustrating real world objects. Clear? Okay. Characteristics data member of an object inside the boundary of a class. So basically what we all understood is, first highlighted point, class is an object factory. Second, object is instance of a class. Third, class is user defined data type. These are very important 3 points. Is that clear? Okay. So proceeding forwards, I would like to add on, that is, in this very particular line I have shown how to create an object. Okay. That is, let's suppose the name of the class is rectangle. Clear? The name of the class is rectangle and the name of the object is fig1. If These are the options given to me that I have to create a class of name rectangle and the object name should be fig1. Then this will be the very particular line to create an object. That is, the class name should be at the very beginning, after that space, after that the name of the object, after that no space should be there, is equal to sign, after that new. New is what? A keyword written over here clearly. See, keyword used to create an object. Clear? After that rectangle. Rectangle again what? Rectangle is what? The class name. After that parenthesis. Clear? So basically this is the typical fashion to create an object. That means what? First of all you have to write the class name, space, object name. After that you have to put on a is equal to sign. After that the new command, that is the keyword to be used. After that again the class name assigned with parenthesis. Clear? And this is what? This is the terminatory symbol to end of the line. Understood? This tells what? This tells the compiler that the line is end over here. This is the end of the line. So again same thing. Another example, rectangle fig2. That means what? Rectangle over here is a class and class is containing multiple objects. Fig1 is one object, fig2 another object. That means what? A class can contain multiple objects. Understood? I have put forward all these examples taken from your book only. Understood? Now, the process of creating an object is known as instantiating. What is instantiating? Instantiating means creating an object. Over here, this very particular line illustrates the process of instantiating. In this very particular line, what have I did? I have tried to create an object. Is that clear? So, the process of creating an object is known as instantiating. Clear? The process of assigning the very first value to a variable is known as initialization. Students often get confused with instantiating to initialization. These are two different topics. Understood? Clearly written over here. Again I am repeating the process of creating an object. This very particular line is demonstrating instantiating. Understood? This very particular line is demonstrating an example of instantiating. An object is being created over here. The process of instantiating. And initialization means what? Let's suppose you are having member variables. If you are assigning a value to the member variable for the very first time, then that is known as initialization. Is that clear? So, see, I have given an example over here. See, class rectangle. Rectangle is the name of the class. And what is class over here? Class is the keyword that is to be used to assign a class. Understood? And what are keywords? Keywords are basically those reserved words which signifies a very specific meaning to the compiler. Yeah? Now, data. Okay. This line, this very particular line, which is this two words, is illustrating what? Data member. No, this data member is inside the comment line. Understood? This very particular line will not execute. Understood? This is just to make you understand that below this are the data members. Understood? This will not signify anything to the compiler. Why? If you have used this double slash, if you have once used this double slash, after that whatever you will be writing, the compiler will not bother to get inside this. Understood? It will just think that it is none of my use. Simple as that. It is for the use of user, to make user understand that whatever beneath this is there, that might be the heading. Understood? Okay. Similarly, okay, int length breadth. Length and breadth, these two are what? These two are the member variables. Clear? And the data type is int. That means this length is a variable along with this breadth. Understood? These both length and breadth are variable, and the data type of length and breadth are what? Int. That means length can withhold integer values. Similarly, breadth can withhold integer values. After that, member methods. Again, this comment sign is used. Why? Because after that, this part will not be executed by the compiler. Understood? To make you all understand, that is why I have written over here member method. Input parenthesis. Note this parenthesis is very important. This is significantly a proof that before that whatever written is an example of a function. Clear? Calculate. Again this one is a function. Beneath this see length is equal to 50, breadth is equal to 40. Length variable got its first value 50. That means this very line is demonstrating what? This very particular line is demonstrating an example of initialization. When a variable gets its value for the very first time, it is an example of initialization. Understood? I am initializing 50 as the very first value to variable length. Similarly, I am initializing 40 as the very first value to breadth. So with this very example, I think the chapter itself is very clear. Each and every topic I have clearly explained to you. Understood? If you are having any doubt, go through the video again. What is object? What is class? What is member variable? What are methods? What is the importance of this parenthesis? This demonstrates what that before this is an example of function. One more important thing is the class boundary. Do not forget that with the opening of a class boundary, it should have a closing also. Understood? If your home have a boundary limit, you can understand the get in and the get out part. Understood? Similarly, in this class also, this is the boundary limit from where the compiler gets in, and this is the boundary limit, the end part. Understood? So with this, I would like to end up. Thank you.